So here's the second video. This one has questions 11 through 20. If I'm going too fast, just pause and rewind. Number 11 is just checking to see if you know how to combine like terms and then solve for the equation. So here 4r and 6r are like terms because they both have a variable r. So this will give me 10r. Now I want to solve for r, so the opposite of multiplying by 10 is to divide by 10. Negative 10 divided by 10 gives you negative 1, so my r is equal to negative 1. Number 12. Again, they're checking to see if you know how to combine like terms. So here the negative 5 and the other negative 5 are both like terms. Negative 5 minus 5 gives you negative 10. And now I have to solve for a by doing the opposite or the inverse operation of subtracting by 10. So the opposite of this minus 10 is to add by 10. So they cancel out and I'm left with 4a equals 0 because negative 10 plus 10 give you 0. 4a means 4 times a, so I'm going to divide by 4. And what's 0 divided by 4? Well, that's 0. So that's my answer for number 12. Number 13, you're combining like terms on the right hand side. So I get 1 minus 1v because negative 6v plus 5b gives you that negative 1. Now I need to solve for v by getting rid of this 1. So the opposite is to subtract 1 and I moved him to the other side of the equation. So now I get 4 equals negative 1v. I don't want negative v, so I have to divide by that negative 1. And I wrote the 1 in there on purpose because if I leave it as negative v, a lot of you guys think that's it. But there's always an invisible 1 in front of that v if it's negative. So 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4, and then I'm left with v. Number 14, you need to combine like terms. So you're going to get negative 9 equals 2x plus 3. 4x minus 2x gives you the 2x. So now I need to subtract 3 to both sides of my equation so that I end up getting negative 12 equals 2x. Then I have to divide both sides by 2 so that I can get x by itself, and x is going to equal negative 6 because negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. Number 15. You and your friend are downloading music from Spotify. You're going to buy 3 songs and pay for $8.50. Your friend is going to buy 4 songs from your account, and together you will need to pay $20.75. So 3 songs equal $8.50. So right now I know that 4 songs, I don't know how much those cost, but for 3 songs you paid $8.50. Together you're going to pay $20.75. So I didn't combine these songs with these songs because we don't know how much your friend is paying or how much you're going to pay for your friend. But we do know that your 3 songs cost $8.50. So your 3 songs are $8.50. I know that the total cost is $20.75, and I know that your friend got 4 songs. So I'm going to solve for x by subtracting $8.50. So 4x, or 4 songs, equals $12.25. Now, when I have to solve for x, I have to divide both sides by 4 so that I can isolate the variable x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And I can't divide them evenly, but I'm going to end up getting 306. So it's going to cost $3.06 for each song your friend's going to download, if they cost the same. Okay, next question. This question seems tricky, but it's fine. You know that the total, if you read the question, is $1,503.46. There's information for 2 months. The first month, we don't know how much you deposited. It just says you made a deposit, so X. The second month, though, we know that you deposited 9 times the first month. So if the first month is X, what's 9 times X? 9X. Then they tell you that the interest the bank paid you for those months was $3.46. So this is going to be month 1 plus month 2 plus the interest for those months equals the total, which I already wrote. Combine like terms. X plus 9x gives you 10x. And now I'm going to solve for the number of, for the deposit in 10 months because it says 10x. So I'm going to subtract $3.46 from both sides of my equation, aka equal sign, and I get 1,500 or 1,500. Then I divide by 10, and when you divide both sides by 10, you get 150. So in the first month, he deposited $150. Number 17 is checking to see if you know how to distribute and how to combine like terms. So 4r stays the same. Negative 4 times positive 4 is negative 16. And negative 4 times positive 3r is negative 12r. Now I'm going to combine like terms on the left-hand side. And when I combine those two, I get negative 8r minus 16 equals negative 48. Add 16 to both sides of your equation, and you end up getting negative 8r equals negative 32. Divide both sides by negative r because you want to isolate the variable. So, meaning get rid of negative 8. So then I get r equals 4. Number 9 again is similar. 3 plus 3 times 4k is 12k. And 3 again times negative 3 is negative 9. Don't forget you cannot add 3 and 9. Don't add them up because order of operations PEMDAS tells us that after you simplify your parentheses, which we already have simplified parentheses, you have to solve your exponents. So now I combine like terms on the left-hand side of my equal sign. And the two that are like terms are 3 and negative 9. That gives me negative 6. So now I'm going to add 6 to both sides of my equation so that I can get the 12k by itself. So I end up getting 48. Divide both sides by 12. What's 48 divided by 12? The answer is 4. Number 19, you're using distributive property again. So you're going to get negative 4. Then negative 4 again times negative 4n is positive 16n. Rewrite the minus 2n. You don't do anything with him because he is not inside the parentheses. Combine like terms on the left-hand side of your equation. So the two n's are like terms. When you combine them, you get 14n. The opposite of subtracting by 4 is to add by 4, and I'm doing this because I want to get the n by himself. So you have to use the inverse property of equality. Negative 46 plus 4 gives me negative 42. And then when I divide both sides by 14, what is negative 42 divided by 14? This equals negative 3. A negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 42 divided by 14 is 3. And last but not least, number 20. This one has 3 denominators because I have 3 fractions. 2, 3, 5. Least common multiple is the one I need to find. So I'm going to just write multiples. I'm going to have to write quite a few. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're going to end up getting 30. If you continue with the 3s, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. And if you continue with the 2s, you're going to eventually get 30. So that means, what are you doing? That we're going to multiply every term by 30. So this is one term. This guy is another term. This guy is another term. And this guy is another term. There's no parentheses here. So each one is its own term. So I have to multiply all of these by that. So now this 30 times 3 is 90. I don't know why it cuts it off. So I get 90 divided by 5 because this is being divided by 5. 90 divided by 5 would be 18x. Plus 30 times 40 is 120, and 120 divided by 3 is equal to 40. Then this would be minus 30 times 2x is 60x. And last, 30 times 1 is 30, divided by 2 is 15. Combine like terms. The like terms on the left-hand side are 18x minus 60x, and that'll give you negative. It's not letting me write in the negative, so I hope you guys can hear this. I'll write it up here. Negative 42x plus 40 is going to equal 15, right? Because 16 minus 18, yeah. Now I'm going to subtract 40 from both sides. So when I subtract 40 to both sides, I'm going to get negative 25. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 42. It's not letting me write on the bottom, guys. Negative 42. Now I can't divide 25 evenly by 42, but I do know that a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so I'm going to get 25 over 42 going up here because it's not letting me write on the bottom. And I can't reduce them, so this would be my final answer.